Aaron Rodgers is on the 53. What does that mean? I've already been told he's not going to play, but is he going to be the emergency quarterback on the third on the roster? You know, that third guy. And does that mean we're all going to root for the other two to get hurt? Or do we not want to see Aaron Rodgers? Because that would mean a worse draft pick. It's so complicated. It's so confusing. All I know is the guy, if he doesn't do anything, is going to be completely healthy next year in camp. Isn't that a good thing? I mean, he's literally on the roster now. The fact that he was cleared to be on the 53, let's see what everybody's got to say about it. We got special guests. If you look at my thumbnail, you got a clue on who one of the special guests is going to be. If you didn't figure it out, if that doesn't tell you who, you've obviously never watched the show. We'll get to all of that right after this.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Rick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
All right, and here we are. Me and the big one, the Nick, the proud Jets fan. Who's with us, Nick? Let's see. Phil Adams is here.
From across the pond.
Is here.
I have 4 toes, Phil, not 3.
Twisted is here.
Pay attention, will you, Phil?
Tony Alexio is here. Wild Wave is here. My niece is here. What's up, Leah? Hi, Uncle Jeremy. All right. She's gonna kill me just for that. I'm gonna hear about that one. I'll tell you that. Snowball is here. You know where Snowball could be found? Just go to the Met
in the winter.
Walk around the parking lot.
It can be found in the winter.
Or the MetLife parking lot.
Canada.
I thought it was the weird thing that I bumped into him, but it wasn't that weird. He's always at the MetLife parking lot. Yeah, you know, he cruises around. He beeps his horn and flips his finger at the Jets as they walk in and out because they stink. You know,
that's how he greeted you, pal. That's how he greeted you. Rightfully so.
He was like, chaos? Like, who's that idiot out there walking in front of cars?
I'm just pissed off that his brakes worked.
Chaos? That was great. I live in L5.
What about my comment? The "We want Nick," not the chat. Women everywhere chanting that.
Oh, you know. But anyway, let's.
Made up.
We have to get to our guest. He's not here for very long, so we need to get to our guest. Let me give him some music. We'll give him an intro. He's a good guy.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the lasagna eating, the gabagoo sandwich making, the pizza eating, the papa, the owner of a home in St. Louis, Missouri, the proud Italian Jet fan, the one who sits above all and tells you, I'll tell you if the sauce is good, or I'll tell you if the sauce is bad. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest Italian Jets YouTube podcaster in the world, Italy Jets.
Hold on.
What's up? How's everyone doing tonight?
Gino, hold on 1 second. I want to add to the introduction. This guy had his gimmick stolen by some phony jabroni wearing blue in Northern Jersey. Tommy Cutlets, whatever his goddamn name is, you are fake. You are a phony. You are here for 15 minutes, but this Italian stallion shall live forever. There we go.
There you go.
I used all my energy on that tonight, boys.
Yeah, we got his agent fired, so it's okay. No big deal.
How good is that? You saw that today?
I saw it.
Jeremy, did you hear about this?
Remember when he stormed out? He stormed out of his interview. He said, "Enough with the Italian shit. Let's talk about football," and then just left.
His PR rep wanted to do like, oh, let's do a video, top 5 like Sopranos moments with you in it, and he is like, no, man. And his agent wanted Jeremy. There was a small pizza place. I forget the name of it. Forgive me.
It's one of those
that wanted to do an appearance, and it was 10,000 for 2 hours.
No, 20,000. 20,
it was originally agreed to 10, no contract. His agent last minute bumped it up to 20. The place tweeted and they were like, hey, listen, we're a small little store. We can't agree to that. We had an agreement. This guy, fugazied us at the last minute. And then DeVito showed up anyway, which was cool of him, right? And now this morning it's announced his agent's not handling personal appearances anymore. He got another rep to do that. Right. So good. That fucking clown's 15 minutes are over.
It truly felt like 15 minutes because he was on a few of my friends' podcasts and they got in deep about the whole story with DeVito, with his family, his life. Peyton Manning called him out on some stuff, and it was like, whoa, okay, this guy's blowing up, but I don't think it's going to last long. And me and Nick were right. What are you going to do? Snowball. No Tommy Cutlets ripoff artist. Thank you very much. And then Twisted's like, he doesn't sound excited about his guest. Do you guys know Jeremy? Do you guys know
difference
Jeremy?
The difference between Tommy DeVito and Gino Italy Jet? Gino Italy Jet will be here in 2024.
Facts.
Just a little...
Facts.
You're my boy, bro. You spent 3 straight days with me doing draft coverage. I got your back, bro.
That was so much fun, too. Oh, my gosh. Jeremy, what do we do, like a 4-hour stream for 3 days or 2 days or something like that? It felt like it was awesome. I had my snacks ready. I had all my drinks ready. I had everything ready. I was like, I'm ready to go.
That was fun. I'm looking forward to this year's.
Yes. Marco Valentino, the clean cut snowball. Yeah, Marco Valentino, my buddy, he did all this for me.
Awesome.
Awesome. So how's everyone doing? I don't care about if Rodgers is on the roster or not. Just keep him next year. Keep him healthy for next year. He will probably be the emergency quarterback, 3rd string. I just keep him there, man. You got your window to activate him, right? Your window to activate him. You activate him. But I know Nick, you do want to see him, don't you?
No, not now.
You don't.
Not that we're eliminated. No. Because God forbid he goes to plant and push off, and then the knee snaps, and now next year's at risk. No,
exactly.
No, if there's no chance of a playoff run, absolutely not. Salah said it's part of his rehab because now activating him, he's still allowed to participate with the team and practice as part of his next phase of his rehab. So I can't even dress him. I have him on the active roster, but he's not active for game day. There's no sense in having him active. I don't care if 5 guys go down. You're not putting him in.
What do you think, Jeremy?
No, they're not going to.
You can't.
Not going.
You can't.
It's a risk.
We would be out. I would jump out of the fucking mezzanine and like a flying squirrel and attack everyone related to the Jets, and you wouldn't be able to stop me if you even thought about putting him on the field. If we go on the field, I'm tapping Becton on the shoulder. I'm like, you're out. You're not protecting him. I'm in. I'll just go with no pads. Like you can't put him out there. No way. There's no way. You couldn't. I mean, we've had enough laughing stock moments in our franchise's history.
Yep.
There's no scenario at 5-8 that I can think of, or 5-9, where it makes sense. None. Not even as a holder for an extra point. Not even that.
Yeah.
Nothing. There's nothing at this point. 9-6.
I got a great nickname for you.
All right, 9-6. Playoffs in sight. This defense. Okay. Not now. Absolutely not. I will lose my goddamn mind.
I mean,
You
I
agree, Jeff?
agree with you. I agree with you. I got a great nickname for you if you ever become a football player.
I'm 45. Chances are slim.
Change the slim, but hey, you never say never. Kurt Warner. I mean, never say never. Let's see. No pads, 9 toes, Nicky Shiner.
Nice.
It's a winner.
What?
That's a winner right there.
I like my football nickname like I like my women. No pads. Nothing,
No
Jack?
music. No
Nothing?
music.
No.
Da-doo. Da-doo.
Guys,
We're off to a great start.
I got to run for a second. I'll be back.
Okay. Off to a great start, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
all it took. One joke to get rid of him. I found the joke. That's it. Welcome, everyone.
Did you have to change his shirt?
Welcome, everyone. You are looking at the two greatest representatives of countries from Europe, Italy Jet and Irish Nick. I'll go with my Irish side for today. I'll eliminate my Italian side and defer to you, sir. So, all right, let's get further into it, right?
Let's get further
You
into
can't. It's just a formality, right? It's like smoke and mirrors. Like, okay, we're going to activate him. He could still do drills. We could see where he's at. And then we can measure the practice before the Patriot game with where he is in April when he comes back. We'll have a good measuring stick because we'll see him on the field. A lot of guys get a season-ending injury. You don't see them on the field the last week of the season. So we'll know where he progresses from the first week of January to April because he said he's going to go back to California. He's going to rehab out there. I'm sure the Jets people will be checking in either on video or flying out in person. I think we're going to fire the whole sports conditioning, strength and conditioning staff, the sports science group that they brought in. So there's going to be new people brought in. They'll probably go out there and want to meet with them and check with them. That's my prediction. I don't know how you can keep these guys with the last 2 years of injuries that we've had. You got to try something else. So, yeah, I mean, listen, if we have a chance at the playoffs, all right, but no way in hell, right? You know, we can't do that. God forbid. I mean, it snaps. I don't even care if it snaps again. I'm worried about the ACL, where now you're favoring your calf. You use your knee in a way you haven't used because your knee's not ready to go, and that's what snaps, right?
I mean, I agree. He's 40 years old. Like, if he does come back, if he's active, right? If he's active and if he does play somehow, some way, third string, whatever, emergency quarterback, it's always a risk of injury. Always with an offensive line that we have. I mean, look at Zach Wilson. Wasn't even his fault last week. That offensive line couldn't. He was sacked like in pressure, like what, 80% in one quarter? At one point. Like, there's no way. And who the hell was Hansen? Like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, who the heck is this guy? And then once I saw Turner out there, I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be a very long day. Great recruiting.
Well, let's get into that, right?
Great recruiting.
You saw all of the deficiencies with the Jets offense exploited in one afternoon. And let's go through them. I'm going to save my hot take for last because I know that's what's going to get everybody in the chat riled up. When you don't have more than one weapon at wide receiver that you respect, you get up in their goddamn face, you bump them in the line, and you say, Alan Lazard, get open.
Yeah.
Conklin, get open. Gibson got open once, I think, early, right?
Yeah.
When you don't respect the weapons, what does that able you to do? When you also do not respect the line, we're sending everybody because we know your weapons cannot get open in 3 to 4 yards, in 3 to 5 steps where you can hit a quick pass. So we are going to pressure the hell out of you. And that's what you saw. Now, this is the part I was saving for last because I know this is going to be the apple that everybody takes a bite out of and either attacks me or says, shit, you're right.
Okay.
Jalen Ramsey made Garrett Wilson disappear. And Garrett Wilson didn't have a target while
That's
Jalen
what,
Ramsey
third quarter? Third
until
quarter?
they started backing it off.
Yeah.
When they were up in man press, Garrett Wilson was nowhere to be found. Now, I will admit, I haven't seen the all 22. Garrett's not a physical guy off the line who can run a slant, get that on the body, and then drag you for a few yards. It's not in his repertoire. But I will say this. This is why I want a weapon with the first-round pick. I want 2 weapons where if you want to put Jalen Ramsey on one side of the field, I have a Neighbors on the other side. I'll even take a Bowers at a tight end. My 5 right now, no quarterbacks in round 1. We need someone to help us win in 2024. Marvin Harrison Jr., Fashanu from Penn State, Alt from Notre Dame, Neighbors number 4, Bowers number 5. Rome Odunze, 6. That's your top 6. Go get me an elite offensive talent that can help this offense in 2024. One wide receiver isn't going to do it. That's why Aaron Rodgers fell short of the championship so many years. Because come the playoffs, they found coverages to take away Devontae. And he would force the ball to Devontae because he didn't trust anyone else to get open. Go get 2 elite weapons. You want to put Jalen Ramsey on one side? Go ahead. We're going to pick on this side of the field. What did Miami do? Yeah, DJ Reed's really nice. We're going to put Waddle on that side of the field the whole day, and we're going to attack it. We're going to attack that side. It worked. When you have 2 weapons, or you have a team dumb enough that doesn't put their best corner on a guy, like Ramsey went with Wilson wherever he went. We were dumb enough to never put Garrett Wilson in motion to give him a free release, get him off the line.
And putting him in the slot. Then put him in the slot. We didn't even try that.
Yeah. I don't know. But I know we need the line. We're going to address the line. But I feel that we can get the line through one free agent. You get a tackle. And then in that 3rd round pick, you take interior offensive line and you take your highest rated center or your highest rated guard. And you have the flexibility with Tittman to put him at either one because he played very well at guard. And now when you have, say, for example, we pick 6 and we end up with Neighbors. Now you got Neighbors and Wilson. You have Breece Hall. You have 3 weapons that are going to keep a defensive coordinator up at night because now you also have Aaron Rodgers facilitating the offense, getting them the ball. You know what Zach Wilson doesn't do when they're lining up for a blitz? He doesn't have the permission or the experience to look at Garrett, check to a route, get the ball, throw it to him immediately. You want to do the arrow route, in and out? Rodgers will do that. I remember a video of Rodgers showing Garrett Wilson that because when they get to the 3-yard line, that was going to be the play where Wilson comes in, goes out, Rodgers catches it, takes 2 steps, hits him before the pylon, touchdown. How many times do we see it with Devontae Adams? Get me another guy that can do the exact same thing. Like, I like Garrett Wilson. This is not a knock at Garrett Wilson. But imagine Garrett Wilson as a number 2 receiver. Give me your thoughts on all that. I'm going to catch up with the chat. I know Jeremy had a little something he had to take care of at home. So everyone in the chat, don't forget, thank you for joining us. I'm going to do my best to get the chat up while talking to Italy here. But don't forget, if you ever want to jump the line, get your comment on air right away. Super Chat's a great way to do that and support the show and contribute to Jets Chaos wearing masks so we don't have to look at his face when we see him. Oh, real quick before you go. Me and my son stopped at Walmart the other day. And we're not even Walmart in my town because Mark Reese lives in my town. We're at another one over in Sayreville. And Nick's like, isn't that your friend? And look, I'm like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, it's Mark, right? He goes, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to say anything. So Mark's walking out of the store. Nick, stay in line. I run up behind Mark. I got the video going. He's walking out the door showing the Walmart worker his receipt. And I tap him on the back and I'm like, hey, turn around if you're an asshole. And Mark turns around. I'm like, I knew it. So
That's
he's like,
awesome.
what the hell? He's like, what's wrong with you? And then the old lady there, she's like, that's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Where was this at? Which Walmart?
At Walmart in Sayreville, New Jersey, Parlin to be
Oh,
exact.
gotcha.
All right, go
That's
ahead.
fun.
Give me
I
all your
like
thoughts on that.
those kind of stories. Well, and it's also like going back to the Wilson thing. I mean, Ramsey did shut down. I was saying that to my buddy in the middle of the game. Haven't really much to talk about this game. It's just been busy with stuff. But no, Ramsey shut down Wilson until third quarter. Exactly the way you said. When he pushed off, it didn't really care. Like defense, the front four were doing their part. Linebackers were doing their part. They shut down our wide receivers the whole damn time. Here's the thing about Wilson. When you said maybe have him as number 2, I would actually prefer kind of see Wilson spread out into a slot, because I really, going in this draft, the first round, you said something about Neighbors, right? Neighbors, I would prefer it wide receiver. Harrison Jr. would love that. I would like Neighbors, but I also would like Coleman from Florida State. Those are my 3 guys wide receiver wise. And then if he's from Notre Dame, even if we're up that high, top 8 pick, right? I would like all as well from Notre Dame. But that's it. That's it from the O-line position. Have to do more research later on. But that's where I would go with this. But Ramsey was ready. Right? You can tell he was just ready for Wilson. Whatever happened, he burned him or not, he would bounce back the next play and still shut him down. But those are my draft picks with that. With Wilson, that's where I'm going in that direction. And it's like, who would you get, asking as a serious question? If it's a free agent tackle or guard, who would you get in that free agency next year?
I'd have to look into it. I'm not there yet with free agency.
I got you.
Free agency. Daniel Means, thank you for saying that about Ramsey. Hey, they put Ramsey on Garrett, and they said, just shut him down. Shut him down for the first half. We're going to blitz like crazy. We'll get a lead. They won't be able to score. And then in the second half, we're going to back off and play some zone. And we still weren't able to do it. Zach was out of the game by then, and it went downhill so fast. Everybody just going through the motions.
And they did it without Howard and Elliott.
It's on, Mark. It's on right now, actually.
Oh, wow.
My Mr. Rodgers neighborhood shirt. I wear that for the opener when he got hurt, and I can't believe I haven't burned it yet. Oh, I know why, because I didn't get my fire pit yet. But Daniel, I'll give credit
for Christmas. It's coming, Nick.
I lost Daniel's comment. For those who don't know, I don't know if you know, Daniel Meehan is a Dolphin fan who supports and watches the show all the time. Daniel Meehan, I had his comment up. He said, "Thank you about saying that for Ramsey." I lost the comment.
It's under mine. It's under mine. I said I had 2 cannolis tonight. It's under that one.
Okay. Oh, first we got a line cutter. $2 for the mask. Go New York Jets. David D, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for watching. So, sorry, I got messages coming in. $2 for the mask. Oh, for Jeremy. Okay, I got you. Thank you. All right, I had to. Sometimes chats come in and comments come in from something that was said a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe. Joe, I'm going to ask you, if we're in the top 6, I'll ask everybody. Let's get the chat involved with the show.
Yeah, Wild even said some things about the Coleman, the one I wanted. So I
can't take Keon Coleman in the top 6. You want to trade back? I'm fine with that. You want to trade back? Like, here's the Jet rooting guide now. We're eliminated from the playoffs. Zach's got a concussion. He's not playing. That's probably done. You want to lose to Washington, and you want the Bears to beat Arizona, and we'd be sitting at number 4 by Sunday afternoon. That's your rooting guide this weekend. And now, Caleb Williams, Drake Mago, Arizona takes Marvin Harrison Jr., you have your choice of the top tackle in the draft, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because it's a deep wide receiver draft. You get one of those 2 guys at tackle. That's why I have it Harrison, Fashanu, Alt. You get one of those guys, there will not be a complaint. There should not be a complaint from anyone in Jet Nation. You are getting what is labeled as a blue chip premier player for a long time. You want to trade back? Say we beat the Patriots. We end up 5, 6, or 7. you want to trade back a little bit, recoup a second-round pick, which we lost in the Rodgers trade, grab Odunze from Washington, Keon Coleman, the tackle from Oregon State, J.C. Latham from Alabama. I'm okay with those guys in that
Latham, yeah. I like
9
Latham.
to 15 range. I'm okay with that. But I can't take Coleman or J.C. Latham at 4, 5, 6. And I know Neighbors is similar to Garrett, but I get tingles in my body, Joe, thinking about 2 crafty, speedy, quick, get open in 3-4 step wide receivers with Aaron Rodgers delivering the ball. I dream of having 2 guys who can exploit a defense in man-to-man coverage. I dream of 2 guys who are so quick getting to the open spots in the zone. I dream of guys who catch the goddamn ball. Because now, let's have the argument, right? It's like the argument of chicken or the egg. Your offensive line is good. Your receivers can run longer routes. Your receivers are good. There's less guys in the box, and they have to respect the back end more. So it's kind of a balance, right? You have 2 safeties deep. Breece Hall's got more holes to run through because there's not 8, 9 guys in the box anymore. You're afraid with Aaron Rodgers of getting beat deep at any given moment. You put 1 safety high, he's checking. So it's a domino effect of positivity having multiple elite route runners.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Bowers either. He's the guy from Georgia, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Bowers as well.
Yeah.
Coleman trade down. Oh, I could see that now. Neighbors, Alt. I like that. And then I know Johnny said in the chat, give me Evans or Higgins. If I had to choose between Evans, Higgins, and maybe Devontae, who would you do, Nick? Who would you get? If you had to choose one of those 3.
I would have Calvin Ridley above all of them because of his speed and route running.
Okay.
That's me. I think Evans stays in Tampa. He's been there his whole career. They've been vocal saying they want it. He's been vocal saying that he wants to stay there too and then wants it worked out. I don't think Tampa lets him go. I still think he's got a couple years left in him. Call me old school with it, but I'd like to see a guy start and finish with, like, as well as it worked out for Peyton Manning, who still lives in Denver. I hated seeing Peyton Manning in a Denver. I hated seeing Tom Brady in a Tampa outfit. You know, I know they won. Like, part of me, like, as a nostalgic football fan, is like, Favre went to the Jets, Rodgers went to the Jets. Like, it's not the same. You know what I mean? Emmitt Smith being a Cardinal. You know, Barry Sanders' whole career.
That was weird. That was weird. That was weird.
But I mean, I like Higgins because he's younger. Would be first. Devontae would be second, and the only reason Devontae is second is because of the trade aspect of it. Higgins is a free agent. You can bonus the hell out of the money, lower the cap hit. Namath as a Ram. Yeah,
that was weird too. And then Joe Montana was a Chief? No, right?
Yeah,
Chief. Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Higgins and Devontae. Higgins, Devontae, and then say out of those 3. But yeah, I even thought of Calvin Ridley. I just don't think Ridley. I think Ridley stays in Jacksonville, in my personal opinion. I know they got Kirk,
agent, and they're not doing well. I mean,
they're not only they're not doing well, they already paid another big guy, Kirk. Now, if they release Kirk, I can't see them doing that. Then they'll give the money to Ridley, which I could see that because Kirk is injured. So I could see it, but Braden said Pittman Jr.
Is he a free agent? Hey, Braden. Thank you. And thanks, everyone, for watching and joining us. Just an update for you guys coming in. Jeremy had a little something he had to take care of. We'll make sure everything's okay before I bust his balls about that. But I'm going to say lunch didn't settle too well with him. But hopefully everything's okay on the home front with the misses and the dogs. But I wouldn't be me. Yeah, Ronnie Lott as a Jet. Steve Atwater as a Jet. Art Monk as a Jet. Jason Taylor as a Jet. We can go on and on with guys.
LT as a Jet.
Damian Tomlinson as a Jet. Tony Richardson as a Jet. There's so many guys that.
Oh my God, Faneca as a Jet, Damian Woody as a Jet. I mean, Kurt Warner
Basically,
as a Giant, Favre as a Falcon.
Anyone who helped us win, like, just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all. They're all old.
The
old guys when they come to us. It's like we're the retirement party.
Yeah. It's
David D. Frank Gore as a Jet. Whoa.
Now I gotta go. Now my stomach's upset.
That's even more weird. Wild Wave. Oh my God. I mean, I loved it because I love Ty Law, but that was weird. Cooper Kupp. Ronnie Law, no. Cooper Kupp.
I don't think he's a free agent. I think Kupp signed an extension.
It was the Copper Cup.
And now he meant Cooper.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, no. I thought.
But now you look at them now with Kyron Williams at the running back, with Puka wide receiver.
Yeah, Puka.
If you're the Rams, why wouldn't you go load up again and make a push? They could get in the playoffs and make a push this year with everybody coming back now.
I agree.
So it's going to be interesting to see how they attack it. Where do they attack in free agency, and what do they leave for the draft? There's some guys out there. They're not big names, but they're like $10 million a year starters, guard and tackle. If you fit the scheme, I'm okay with it, but no. I don't know. A lot of pressure on Joe Douglas and Rex to deliver this offseason.
And this is going to be the biggest offseason for them in their whole career now.
Yeah, their jobs are on the line.
Yeah, all of them. All of them are on the line. All of them are on the line. And I think there's going to be changes on the offense, coaching wise, position coaches. I think they're going to. I think Carter is one of them, the offensive line coach. I think I just can't see him surviving. But I know there's a couple other guys too. But I think overall they could either kick ass in the draft, maybe pull out a Joe Douglas miracle with one of them, or they get the wide receiver that Rodgers wants, which is Devontae.
Our only online is Tittman and EVT. Tomlinson's still under contract, and I mean Tomlinson can get. From my understanding with Tomlinson, if you get out after June 1st, you save $6 million.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where. I don't know.
Do you think?
Tough, man. It's really tough to say like where you're gonna go. AVT's been hurt the last 2 years. Missed just as many games as Beckham. Do you pick up his 5th-year option? When he plays, he's good, but he hasn't played. If we're taking Becton to task for missing almost 2 years, how do you not take AVT to task for missing almost 2 years? Like, everybody was almost unanimous. You can't pick up Becton's 5th-year option. You can't. We didn't. How can you bang the table saying you have to pick up AVTs? Health matters. Health is important.
Yeah.
What good are you if you're rehabbing every year?
Man, Yeti coming in hot. You seeing this?
I'm looking. This one? Shut up. What makes you think you know more? These guys know what they're doing. Think of August and how mad you were with the lineup. I agree, but we got to talk. That's why I never bang my fist on the table and say we have to get this guy. I'll throw out. We know the positional possibilities. We know areas of the team that need to be addressed. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend to say I've broken down potential free agent guys and tell you their strengths and weaknesses. Right. You read the articles, you look at the rankings, you look at guys who've had success in good running games. You look at their PFF rankings for pass block and run blocking, and you make an educated decision. You just don't trade for the highest rated guy like it's Madden. Sometimes a guy who in Madden is a 72 ends up being your most valuable offensive lineman. Yeah, Tony, I agree. I agree. Keep AVT at guard.
Yeah.
I agree. You bring in Jonah Williams for right tackle.
Yeah.
and then you draft someone at left tackle, that's a very, very improved line.
And then
Yeah,
I have a feeling we're gonna do this next year as well. Braden NZL shit. If we got back Tari, I would hate that. That's his comment. I think he will be. I think he will. Possibility could be a Jet. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's for sure, but with his injury history, but he is one of Rodgers' guys. What do you think?
I talked about it yesterday on my show. He's played 12, 1, 6, and 1.
Yeah.
I think in the last 4 seasons. You're getting a guy with less availability than Becton. And if you have to trade for that and that contract, like why?
I think they're gonna
here's why I can't draft Michael Penix at quarterback.
Do you think they're gonna cut him though? Do you think they'll cut back Ari?
If they cut back the Ari, that's different. If you're bringing him on a controlled salary,
I don't think they're gonna trade him. I think they're good.
Yeah. But as of right now, I cannot trade for him.
Agreed. I wouldn't do it either. What were you saying though?
If we're killing Becton for missing all those games, how can you not kill Bakhtiari? He hasn't completed a season since 2019. And I think he missed a game in that season. Next year he played 1. Next year he played 12. Then he played 6. Then he played 1, I think it was. I'm going off the top of my head. I read it yesterday on my show. How do you trade for him? Like Michael Penix. Like people want Michael Penix a quarterback. If the New York Jets, but let's fast forward here. The New York Jets draft Michael Penix to be the quarterback of the future, a guy with 2 ACL injuries. The next time he tears his ACL, the fucking fans will lose their mind. Why did we draft him? He had injuries. Hey, buddy, everything all right?
I'll talk to you about it. We'll talk about it later.
All right.
Did you use a lot of wet wipes? Everything wiped up? You're clean?
Everything is clean. Everything is clean.
Right.
There's no shit hanging in my underwear or anything like that.
All right. Good. No, Joe, you can't trade Becton. You didn't pick up his option. You'd have to franchise him, which would be dumb to do.
No, that'd be dumb to do. Especially the way he's been playing last couple games. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about this guy, Joe, if he knows a lot about the Jets or football. I don't know. With these questions, you can't trade Becton. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we just got chewed out by Yeti. That was interesting.
Why'd Yeti chew you out?
I don't know.
Probably right. He's a smart guy.
Here you go. I'm not Yeti. Clarify this. Is this at like people doing shows, content creators, and talking about it, or are you talking about like fans or everyone? Like, are you just spraying everywhere?
We're just talking here. We're just talking here.
I think that sometimes we forget, right? We have a situation here, right? This is the situation.
Mm-hmm. What
part of being a fan for some people, some of the fun of being a GM is to talk about what you think the team should do. You get passionate about the sport. You want to, analyze players. Like it's a passion. So I don't think it's pretending to be a GM. I think it's just how deep into the passion of being a fan you are. Not that you're not a fan or not passionate if you don't. Maybe you put your passion into just rooting hard for the players. Maybe your thing is to read about statistics or read about the players. Like it's not, nobody is pretending to know more than anyone else. I mean, I think we clearly say, especially us YouTube content providers, that we're just sharing our opinion. Like we're giving our takes. We even call it takes. That's what a take is. A take is our take. It's our opinion. It's what we think. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is I do understand if Yeti is upset there are people in the comments, like in different chats, that will call people stupid. They'll put them down. They'll act like they know everything and that they act like they work for the Jets or something. And I could see him being annoyed at that. But I think anybody who's their opinions and what they think, I don't know why you'd be mad at them. It's just part of being a fan of something. I
don't know. He hasn't commented since that.
Since that, yeah.
So I don't know if he's here or not, but
maybe he left. But I'll say it in general to anyone. We're just giving our takes. And you guys, I'm sure most of you, your intention is to just give your takes. That's all it is.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we all know the areas of that the Jets need to address. It's wide receiver and offensive line. I mean, it's so what are you going to do when you're doing a show? We're going to discuss the names that could be available or the players that we could address. And just to prove the point that like Yeti's kind of right about it, none of us had Will McDonald as the pick. So it's fun. Close. It fills time. It's a discussion point, but we're not cashing 6-7 digit checks over this.
I mean, even our live shows with McDonald, I had him like at 5 or 7. He wasn't my number 1 or number 2, number 3 option.
Yeah. So
I mean, Tittman was my top 3 though. I wanted Tittman 2nd round, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. We wanted the center.
Other than that, though, switching gears, where I have to go. Commanders and Jets. I think we're going to lose. It's going to be the battle of the worst offense and the worst defense. With the Jets, good defense, but, we got roasted last game. And then the Commanders' offense, they can score touchdowns, but what quarterback is going to show up, right? What do you guys think?
I want to lose. I hate to say that. I mean, I'll be happy if we win, but I don't want to win. I don't want to win. I want to lose this game, and I want the Bears to beat the Cardinals, and we move up to number 4. There's no point. There's no momentum. If Trevor Simeon's the quarterback, what the fuck do I get out of Trevor Simeon winning a football game? I don't 5 fucking people who are loudmouths on Twitter in September saying we should sign him and activate him can pump their fucking chest out for 6 hours. Gives a shit if we win a fucking game with Trevor Simeon.
Yeah, I feel like it's just doesn't do anything but hurt us. Like it's hard to find anything within it that benefits us. It's like no one cares except that it hurt us that we beat the Rams. There's no pride in that in 2020. All it did was stop us from getting a franchise quarterback. Yeah. Like if we tank properly, that year, we get Trevor Lawrence, and like we're not having these conversations. So because even though he might not be a Hall of Famer, I'm not predicting anything. It doesn't matter. He's competent. He's clearly competent. And like on this roster, we would have been very good the last 2 years if Trevor Lawrence was our quarterback. And there's no question about it. So I just don't want to make that mistake again. I don't want to watch Joe Alt and Fasciano become all pro tackles and we get Latham or somebody else and they don't pan out. And our offensive line problems continue. Or we don't get Neighbors and we could have gotten Neighbors and he turns out to be this big superstar. So to me, it's
true.
Just fucking lose out and let's see what we can get out of it,
I mean, even the Patriot game. I know people want the Patriot game to win, but I'm even like, I did want that. Now I'm like, I don't think I want that anymore.
Yeah, I don't want the one time we beat them in 9 years to be the time that it fucking hurts us. And that's what it would be. It would be losing by winning. And Belichick would have a grin on his face. Oh, you finally fucking beat us in a game we wanted to lose. Like, fucking, no. And I'll be real. If Trevor Simeon or Brett Rippon are the quarterback, it's not tanking. We will not be good enough to win a game. In my opinion, my take, if this upsets Yeti, I apologize, but my take is it's not tanking if you're just not good enough to win the game. Tanking is a team that could possibly win, taking their foot off the gas, play calling changes. Starters change, subs going in more often, subs going early. That's tanking. A team trying to win who can't win is not tanking. We're not sending out an NFL quality offensive line. We are not sending out an NFL quality number 2 wide receiver. We are not sending out an NFL starting caliber quarterback. That's not tanking. That's a shit product, gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's facts. You can hate me for saying it. I love being a villain. Go ahead. Bring it. Usually I'm the baby face here, and Jeremy's the villain.
Yeah, you're the baby face.
Wait till you see me shave. If I ever shave, you'll be like, Jesus Christ, you look like you're 12.
If I shave everything on my face, I look like I'm in high school, including the eyebrows.
Nice.
But guys, I gotta get going out of here. But it was great being on the show. I love you guys. You know how much love I got
Goodbye.
for you
Thanks
guys.
for joining, man.
Yeah, no problem. You can catch me on the Jets Evening Brew. And yeah, man, I love you guys. Peace.
Be good, bro.
Andiamo.
Bakatuki. When was the last time you seen Salah with a game chart making? He's not a coordinator. That was something he said when he was hired. I'm not going to be a coordinator. I'm going to be a head coach. When was the last time you saw Mike Tomlin do that? You don't. There's guys who are coordinators / head coaches, like an Andy Reid, like a Belichick with the defense, and then there's guys who are head coaches. You know, Shanahan does it in San Francisco. McDaniels does it in Miami. LaFleur does it in Green Bay. But there are guys like Tomlin who don't. Harbaugh doesn't either. Harbaugh was a special teams coach. He's one of the most consistent winning coaches in the NFL. Doesn't do the goddamn thing. So I can't look at certain coaches and say, why don't we have Andy Reid at head coach? Why don't we have a guy who's one of the best coaches of all time and makes every quarterback who plays for him a success? There's I can't do that. I can't blame Salah because he wanted to be a head coach and not a coordinator. There's no problem with the defense. He's not an offensive coordinator, so why would he be scheming up things on offense? That would be a disservice to our team and to our fan base.
My problem with Salah is he's not doing anything during the game as far as talking to the players, walking around. Like he only is animated. He's only animated when he's celebrating. When things are going wrong, why isn't he walking around? Like, look at Pete Carroll. Remember back to Bill Parcells. Remember back, like, look at really good coaches and what they're doing. They're busy. They're busy. And someone said, oh, if anybody says, oh, well, he's delegating, so there's nothing he could do. That's bull. He's the head coach. He needs to step in. He needs to step into the offensive huddle and say, I don't care if he's a defensive coordinator. He needs to go in there and say, try something new. It's not working. I can't watch this anymore. He sees it the way we see it. When we're sitting there pissed off saying that play, you could telegraph it for, from before they snap the ball. Yeah. He's doing that too. He sees it's not working. Why isn't he going there and saying, guys, that's not working? And that's what's frustrating is that we want to see a more animated coach get on the players when they screw up, when they're not trying, someone that could light a fire under their ass, and he needs to get better at that. I just can't stand watching him sit there, chew gum, and watch the game like a spectator.
I get you, but what are you going to do? You're scream and yell to motivate a seventh right guard who has no business starting a game in the NFL? Like, the guy wasn't on a roster for a reason. Like, Hansen shouldn't be starting. He shouldn't be on a roster in the NFL, and we're forced to start the guy on like a week's notice. And what are you going to do? Scream and yell to get shit out of? You're going to scream and yell and make Alan Lazard finally catch a goddamn ball or run a fucking route to get separation? You can't scream at guys to make them do shit they're not capable of.
Well, you just need to react and substitute and bench faster than he does, because there are times where you and me are even saying it 2 weeks before he does it. Like you saying these guys are suicide bombers 2 weeks before he finally started to bench him. Yeah. And Uzama, he still
only got benched because he's injured.
He still wasn't benching him. I mean, it was still taking snaps away from Jeremy Ruckert. It was ridiculous. I mean, that to me, that's a coach got to take ownership of that. Like, you as the coach got to know who needs to be in the game. You got to recognize, we have a lot of talented players, and this player no longer has earned the right to be playing. And they have to work with that. So I mean, look, obviously they're running it back. He's our coach. And the one thing that I will not deny is he made us a world-class championship defense.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, if I'll give credit where credit is due. He created a team, an atmosphere where Rodgers loved it so much. He said it invigorated me. It made me want to go from retirement to wanting to play for another 3 years.
Yeah.
You have to give credit to a head coach for that. He created an environment that brought Aaron Rodgers back to life. That lit a fuse. Anyway,
and everyone's flaming like Joe Douglas's record. It's like almost it matters if Aaron Rodgers played the whole fucking season. Maybe the record would be a little better, right? Like maybe if the guy we brought in to change the franchise around and win games for us played, we'd win games. But I don't see them tearing it all down.
Should I give him the intro?
Do you think?
Ladies and gentlemen, Italy Jet is gone, but fear not, for there is another who's stomping and screaming and chomping at the bit to get in here. He's got something to say, and I don't think he's happy. He is the loud, the informative, the don't mess with me dead podcaster that goes back years. This man has been around. He's seen some things. He's passionate. He's not afraid to tell you how he feels. And if you don't like how he feels, he'll tell you that he don't give a damn. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest old-time, long-time Jets podcaster in the world, DJ E. Simone, the painkiller.
What's up, buddy?
Gentlemen, what's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, man. Aside from the vodka tonic that I got right here over here to ease a little bit of the pain, talking about the New York Jets and the absolute disgrace of a fucking franchise we are, doing pretty good. Gents, how are you?
I'm all right. I can't get angry though, man, when there's so many injuries. I can't. Like it takes the chutzpah out of it.
Listen,
it's the struggle. I texted you this morning. It's one of these.
There's plenty to get angry about. There's
Why?
Plenty to get angry about.
I disagree. I can't get mad when Chris Hansen, who goes from catch a predator to playing right guard. I can't get mad about it. Like I can't get mad that he's not blocking Christian Wilkins. Like he was telling people to have a seat on a stool 4 days earlier on Dateline NBC, and now we're expecting him to block.
Listen,
I can't get upset about it when guys who are expected to fail.
It has nothing to do with guys that are expected to failing. What it is the ineptitude of Joe Douglas not having foresight in signing enough fucking offensive linemen to come in here and to fucking do the job. The offensive line is a game of fucking attrition. He's an offensive lineman. He should fucking know this. All right?
You don't
go shopping for fucking offensive linemen at Dollar Tree. You
McGovern?
don't.
Hold on. Let me go through the names. McGovern, starting center. Okay. Vera Tucker and Tomlinson were your starting guards, and Becton and Brown were your starting tackles. Now your backups were Joe Tippmann, second-round draft pick, Carter Warren, Max Mitchell, and then Billy Turner. You have 9 guys to start. Like you expected 14 guys to play.
Yeah, you do.
You can't roster all of them.
Then whatever it is that you need to figure it out, because I'm going to tell you something right now. You should have had backups for Tomlinson and fucking Brown because the both of them are injury risks. Becton was another fucking injury risk. Okay, I mean, after a while, you have to start fucking having foresight that if this piece goes down, you need to be able to have a guy who's behind them who's be able to do it. Now, the problem is that not only did the regular parts break down, but even the backup parts broke down. So now we had to go into the bargain bin at Walmart to go get a couple fucking guys, grab a bum under the bridge, a guy who's fucking bagging groceries, all right, to go and play offensive line. But here's the thing, Nikki. This fucking offensive line for the New York Jets has been neglected since we drafted Nick Mangold and DeBrickashaw Ferguson. They never, ever, ever fucking drafted successors.
Okay, you could say that guys failed, but you can't say it's been neglected. Beckham was a first-round pick. Tomlinson was a high free agent. He's coming off a Pro Bowl season. AVT was a first-round pick. Tittman is a second-round pick. They drafted Mitchell and Warren in mid-rounds, back-to-back years.
I'm not talking about Douglas.
They
Go
brought in
back to McCagnon. How many linemen did McCagnon draft?
He's fired,
Joe Douglas, when he fucking came in here and he inherited a fucking mess. And we're expecting him to fucking clean it up in 3 fucking years. Now look, there's no more fucking excuses anymore. The Buffalo Bills went and opened up the fucking checkbook when Josh Allen was a fucking rookie. They built him a fucking wall. You know what happened? He ended up in the fucking playoffs the following year. Why can't we do that here?
They stayed healthy. We're 5-2 and 4-3 the last 2 years when our line was healthy. Unfortunately, we have been injury riddled. Yeah, that factors in, man. That factors in. It's not like we're throwing out our A team on the offensive line and we're 5-9. You got to. Unfortunately, we've been injury riddled the last 2 years on the line. We have guys playing that shouldn't be playing. When our A unit was out there, we're 5-2 and 4-3 and winning multiple big games. But we don't have nobody. If the Philadelphia Eagles lose Kelsey and Dickerson and everyone else goes down and Lane Johnson goes down, they're not the same team. There's a reason guys are elite players on the line, and there's a reason the guys bounce around on the practice squad.
It's not.
You could say you're upset about the injuries, and I'm with you 100%, brother. But saying that he didn't address it, I can't agree with. He has addressed it, but unfortunately, guys have got injured.
Well, we'll agree to disagree because I'm going to tell you, coming into the beginning of the season, hanging your hopes on 3 guys that were major injury risks. He should have had insurance policies in place. I'm sorry. I got to call it how it is.
Yeah. But, all right, let's go over that then. Signing McGovern to a 1-year deal for a cheap veteran minimum was an insurance policy in case Tittman wasn't ready to play. Schweitzer I forgot about him earlier. He was an insurance policy for guard. He goes down. Our insurance policies to the insurance policies all went down. Like, he's addressed it. Look, go watch the Denver film. Go watch Tittman at guard and Max Mitchell at right tackle and Breece Hall breaking off a 72-yard run because how well blocked it was. Nobody touched them. But the act of attrition to the offensive line hurt us to the point where the opposition was just like, we don't respect these guys. We're going to put 8 guys in the box. No holes are going to be open, and you're never going to be able to move a guy because you're not good enough and get to the second level. So Breece Hall's had nowhere to go since mid-October, man.
Right, I get it, but here's the thing. The offensive line is not the only problem with this offense.
Agreed. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because
you want to flame Alan Lazard contract? I'm 100% with you. I hate it. I wish we could get out of it.
Well, I mean, Lazard has been a disappointment this year. Cobb has been a disappointment this year. Garrett Wilson, everybody in the stadium knows the ball is going to him. If it's not going to him, it's going to Breece Hall. They're not utilizing all of the resources. And yeah, you could say, well, the offensive line is not blocking. Well, then it's a blocking scheme issue, it's a play calling issue, and it's a deficiency at quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback. I opened the show with this. I don't know if you were watching before you joined. One of the things I said was the Miami Dolphins lined up with a lack of respect for the Jets offense. They put Jalen Ramsey face-to-face with Garrett Wilson and said, go ahead, Garrett, try to get open. They put 8 guys in the box, and they run blitzed, and they pass blitzed on every goddamn down and said, go ahead. We don't trust Garrett Wilson to get open against Jalen Ramsey. We don't trust Alan Lazard to get open in man coverage. Gibson, he could, but you're not feeding him the ball. Conklin, we're lining up our best coverage linebacker on you. Go ahead, try to get open. The one time they threw the ball to Conklin, he was greatly covered, and the guy knocked it out with his forearm. Nobody gets fucking separation. So what does that mean? We're going to blitz the fuck out of you because we're not afraid of your quarterback and your weapons. And your line can't stop us. So we're just going to keep coming. It's so many levels of disrespect towards the Jets with the game plan the Dolphins had the other day. Vic Fangio sat down and said, Ramsey can negate Garrett Wilson. We're going to take away Breece Hall in the run. We're going to blitz so goddamn quick. Hall's going to have to pick up the blitz, and he can't get out to catch a goddamn pass. Lazard's not fucking getting open, and if he does, he drops it. Who cares? We don't even have to cover him. So there's different – I agree with you with that. There's different levels of fuck-uppedness with the offense. I agree with you with that. And Miami said, fuck you. You ain't going to do a goddamn thing against us. And it was one of the worst halves of a professional offense you've ever seen because the defensive coordinator had the balls to never take his foot off the fucking gas.
Right.
Do you think that the fucking Dolphins were playing 7 to 9 yards off the fucking field? No. They were face-to-face with Garrett Wilson and said, fuck you, do something, skinny. They weren't letting Garrett Wilson run 7 yards right at DJ Reed and cut and be wide open. Jalen Waddle's a fucking track star. We're 7-9 yards off of him.
Right.
God damn it, CJ. You made me fucking angry. You're supposed to be the angry one.
Listen, you want to know something? There's a lot of fucking things on this fucking team you could be angry about. It's not just the offense. It's also the fucking lack of offensive creativity, the lack of offensive play calling. Defense, the defense is fucking tapped out because they're exhausted. So it's like you're asking your defense week after week after week to go out there and fucking pitch shutouts. Your defense plays an average of 70+% every game. You are not going to win with that.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what league you're in. You are not going to win with that. Plain and simple.
I agree with that.
And I'm telling you, I said this the last time that I was on this show. The Jets hitched their wagon to Aaron Rodgers, and after Aaron Rodgers went down, the Jets were on the two hands of the steering wheel. You know when you're driving on a slushy, icy road, and you know your tires are a little bit bald, but you're trying to press the gas just a little bit, get a little bit of traction, but then you feel it slip here and there. But you know you don't have four-wheel drive in your little front-wheel drive car, rear-wheel drive car that you're driving. Trust me, I've been through enough fucking snow in the Bronx. I can tell you, okay? You hold on to the fucking steering wheel like this, your knuckles are starting to turn white. That's exactly what the New York Jets fucking did four plays into the season. And then everybody got all happy. Oh, we won. We beat the Bills. We beat this team. We beat that team. We beat the other team. We saw the beginning of the end at the Giants game. Period. And even though we won that game felt like a loss. It felt like a loss. Yes. And I came out and I said, the Jets better find a way to clean this up because if they don't, you are not going to be able to pull this bullshit. I said it. You're not going to be able to pull this bullshit on the Chargers. What happened? They got ass fucked on national television. And it just continued week after week after week after week. And now everybody wants to praise Zach Wilson because he won AFC Offensive Player of the fucking Week. Why? For 10 good minutes of football? Really? Is that the bar? Because if that's the bar, I can go to the Bronx and go get a few of my friends from Swinton Avenue down there in Drags Neck, and we can fucking go out there, and then all of us can get AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Come on now. If I could go to Drags Neck Boulevard and get 10 other fucking guys, I guarantee you we'd be able to do something. Stop it. And then on top of it, too, that's not even the tip of the fucking iceberg, okay? Now, you guys saw in the first quarter and the second quarter, Zach Wilson get his bell rung at least 3-4 times, right?
Before half. Our first drive, they fucking blocked, they knocked him in the head. Body weight landed on his head, no flag. They get the ball at the 1 foot line.
And guess what? Any other fucking play, any other fucking team, any other game in the NFL, that's a flag. That happens to Derek Carr, it's a flag. It happens to Justin Herbert, it's a flag. It happens to fucking Patrick Mahomes, okay, the darling of the NFL.
There's
it
a
gets
fight.
flagged.
There's a fight
Okay.
with people coming off the fucking sideline. There's a war protecting him.
Okay.
Us, we got Mekhi Becton with his hands on his hips looking at the fucking video board.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm fucking
And on
sick and
top of
tired
it-
of watching him looking at the board every time he fucking gives up another play. Confused.
This season, okay, for all the roughing the passer penalties that the New York Jets have committed, we have not committed anything, to my knowledge, at least unless there's a player or two that I fucking missed somewhere. All right, even as egregious as that, and we've been flagged for less. Now,
Quinnen the week before pushed C.J. Stroud in the shoulders, and he backed up into the sideline, and they threw a penalty for it.
right, and it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Okay, but the thing is, now, mind you, I'm not talking as a Jet fan now. I'm taking the Jets hat off, and now I'm talking as a football fan. NFL officiating over the past 5 years, I probably could go back, has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. What they need to do is Al Riveron needs to get fired, because at the end of the day, he's the NFL head of officiating, right? He's the guy who pulls all the strings. He's the guy who fucking delegates to put all the crews around, et cetera, right? It falls on you, buddy. He needs to get fucking fired. Go put Dean Blandino in. Go put Gene Steratore in. Go put fucking Ed Hockley in. Because with all the goddamn technology that we have at our fingertips now, there is no excuse why somebody goes like this and it's roughing the passer, and Zach Wilson gets absolutely fucking obliterated on a fucking play, and it's not a penalty. And there are not one but two fucking officials that are standing not even 5 yards away from the goddamn play, and a flag is not thrown. Now, mind you, that's not the reason why the Jets lost the game. The Jets lost the game because they were offensively inept, and for all the reasons that you mentioned before, that they did not respect the New York Jets offensive line, they did not respect the New York Jets quarterback, they did not respect the weapons, period. They did not respect us at all. And that's why we lost the game. But here's the deal. All right? It's happening all over the fucking league. How long are we going to continue to fucking sit here and watch bad fucking officiating? These guys are supposed to go to class, right? Even when the season's over. Their referees are supposed to be engaged in a year-round program in which they go and review every call, they review every missed call, they say, what can we do better? What can we do this? What can we do? Did they take the last fucking 5 years off? Tell me.
I gotta use the bathroom, but I want to make this comment, and then I'm gonna leave. That way, I don't get yelled at by Jeremy. But if you're saying about 5 years, you're saying that the downfall of officiating started once they allowed women to start officiating. All right, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Oh, wow! Holy shit!
Why did you just disappear?
I have no idea. There we go.
So let me ask, how do you feel about this, CJ? Not only did they not call that play, and on Zach, that roughing on Zach, even though it was helmet to helmet, but the week before they fined and penalized Breece Hall for lowering his helmet as a running back into defenders, and his head happened to hit the defender's helmet to helmet, and they just decided that Breece Hall had done something wrong and deserved to be fined $43,000 for a running back who lowers his head and runs hard. How is that? When has that been a rule?
This is another reason why it's not just NFL officiating as a whole, and I'm even going past 5 years, because you know what? I mean, NFL officiating has always been somewhat questionable. But the thing that I'm bringing up is, what do we have rules for the game for if the rules are open to interpretation? Okay? But referees are supposed to be impartial. So why is it that we see calls going for one team versus another? And it's not even like, oh, well, they got the benefit of the doubt on this call or they got the benefit of the doubt on that call. It's fucking blatant. And you can tell that it's blatant. All right, when you get a guy who's being fucking held for 5 yards and no PI is called, but yet some dude sneezes on the quarterback and it's roughing the passer. Stop. Enough.
Yeah.
All right, you allowed me back in the show. Obviously, the comment wasn't that bad.
So, but anyhow, now I'm going to get off of officiating, okay? And I actually want to get back to Zach Wilson, okay? Now, following the hit that he took, he got pulled out. He was out for a few plays. Then they put him back in, all right? You could tell that something was off with him, all right? Then he gets blasted a couple more times. Now, just before halftime, they pull him out of the game for a head injury. Okay? There are so different. There are so many different confirmed, unconfirmed reports, and I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about it. The confirmed reports was that Zach Wilson actually had a head injury. Okay? The unconfirmed reports is that he was puking on the sideline, felt woozy. They still sent his ass back in there, came back, puked again. Supposedly he puked again in the fucking locker room after they pulled him off the field. If any of this is fucking true, and that they sent him back out there with a fucking concussion, they should all get fired. I'm sorry, but you want to know something? I don't give a shit what player it is. If you're in a concussion protocol or there's even such a little fucking iota that there's a suspicion of a concussion, you pull the fucking helmet away and you say, go sit.
But that's what the independent doctors are for, the red hats. That's what they're there for. Like, that falls on them. That's their job. They take it off the team. I understand that you're frustrated with it. Like, protect the player, agreed. Someone on the Jets should have. But they brought in the independent neurologists for this reason, to take it off of the team. Like, where the fuck was that guy or girl?
Right.
Like, how are you not? Like, if he goes in the tent for a head injury and he's vomiting, the neurologist is supposed to take the fucking helmet and say, he's pulled. He's not going back in. Where the fuck is that guy?
Right. And that's why I want to know why the confirmed...
That's a bigger issue than just the Jets, though, is what I'm saying, CJ. Like, I agree with you. There's a fuck up. There's a major fuck up there. But the independent neurologist with the red hat that we hear all about, where the fuck are you? That's got to be a big fucking problem with the league.
Yeah, that's a huge problem with the league. That's not just a big problem. That's a huge problem. All right.
Now, I'm not making excuses, JE, but there's an independent neurologist on the sideline to take it out of the team's hands and the team's discretion so that there is no situation like CJ's discussing right now. That's not defending the Jets. That's talking in a blanketed statement throughout the NFL where they do not want any team deciding with a player with a head injury. The neurologist is there for that purpose. That has nothing to do with the New York Jets. That's a bigger issue than the Jets, my man. That's the only part I'm trying to say. And I said the Jets did fuck up. If he's throwing up, everybody should be like, all right, man, he got hit in the head and he's throwing up. I'm a fucking Pop Warner coach. I know that's the first thing you do. You take the fucking kid's helmet. All right, you're done for today. You got hit in the head. Your eyes are glossy. You're throwing up. Sit the fuck down. We'll see you Wednesday at practice and see how you are.
Exactly.
I know that. So there is a fuck up with the Jets. But the league dropped the ball as well, and the league supersedes the Jets in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets could say he's good, and the neurologists just go, go fuck your mother. He's not good. He's out. Sorry, that's my go-to expression.
No, listen, fuck it twice.
Yeah. That's all, J.E. I'm not defending the Jets with that. They fucked up, and the league fucked up, and the league fuck up carries more weight.
Yeah, I agree with that. But now here's the other thing. All right. So, Jeremy, you're very quiet over there. You need to fucking say something. Come on now. Unless you're just enamored by the conversation that Nick and I are having, and you're just sitting back. The only thing missing is the popcorn.
I'm just trying to get. Yeah, I need the popcorn. I'm enjoying listening to you, CJ. I love the passion.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So now, here's the other fucking issue that I have. All right. The Jets is currently constructed. They pretty much already have said that they're running it back next year. Salah's coming back. Ulbricht's coming back. Hackett's coming back, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because Aaron Rodgers wants everybody to stay, and he feels like that he still could win with this group. What do you see them doing in the offseason?
Maybe they get rid of the offensive line coach, Keith Carter.
I think the first thing they need to do is fire the strength and conditioning and the sports science staff that they brought in under Salah. This is 2 consecutive years of massive amounts of line injuries. It's been 2 consecutive years of muscle tears, ripping and detaching from the bone. I think that's something Black Monday that week. I don't think Hackett's a given. Now, Rodgers said on the Pat McAfee show that I like Robert Salah. I think he's a good leader, and Joe Douglas in the front office. He's also not running the organization. As much as we give him, he's made a lot of decisions, and the Jets do lean on him for his opinion. If they want to move on from Hackett, who for 2 consecutive years has put together with 2 different organizations some of the worst offensive football we've ever seen, I don't think that Rodgers would stand in the way. Now, do you do it? Because here's what you have to weigh, right, CJ? 40-year-old quarterback learning a new system. Now, your options are limited. If he says we're going to keep someone from that LaFleur, Shanahan, Hackett, the Army, whatever coaching tree, where we can work and you fix the nuances and the verbiage and all that shit. Okay, I think you move on from Hackett. As nice of a guy as he is, his father didn't work it out in New York as an offensive coordinator, and son didn't either. I'm okay with making an offensive coordinator change. I do not think in any way, shape, or form you're going to change the entire structure on a win-now season. I don't. I think you rule number 1, and the offensive line coach, I saw somebody say it. How? I mean, we didn't even get. We were 4-3. We had a great game when the line was healthy. We ran the ball well in the opener against Buffalo. We ran the ball well in Denver, and then everyone got injured. Like, we didn't get a really good reading on what this guy can do with his healthy line. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get removed. But coaching wise, I hope Ulbrich doesn't get a head coaching job. I really don't. I hope Ulbrich stays.
Well, I'll tell you something. All right. And this is something that right now at this point, I don't give a shit about Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a shit about anybody on this fucking roster. I don't even give a shit about this coaching staff. Because right now I've gotten to the point where just me. Now, mind you, this is me. This is only me. This is my opinion. This is how I feel. And this is 45 plus years of fandom that's now speaking. Okay? Because of the shit that I've had to watch, that I'm tired of watching. I would fucking burn it to the ground. I would burn it to the fucking ground. I don't give a shit about the picks we had to give up for fucking Aaron Rodgers. I don't give a shit about the contracts to this one, that one, and the other one. I don't give a shit about any of it. If I'm Woody Johnson, Black Monday is going to be like a fucking exodus in which when everybody's walking out the building, the whole one Jets drive is just going to fucking burst into flames and just burn to the ground. Okay.
I disagree. I think next year, if you go all in with Rodgers and then it fails, next year you do that. But and sadly, I think everybody gets a pass because you went all in with Rodgers and we didn't get to see what this team could be. We didn't even cross midfield with them. So I think Salah stays. I think Ulbrich stays. And like I said, offensive-wise, I'm okay with the move offensively, but I want Joe Douglas. I don't want a new GM coming in who's got 4 years. I want Joe Douglas coaching or GMing like his job is on the fucking line, because it is. I finally want that. We're going to build for the future. We're going to build it the right way. No. Can you give me an all-in? Give me an all-in, Joe. Like, we're ready to win. We got a top 5 defense. We got an all-time great quarterback. We got a great weapon at running back and receiver. We're going to add to that. Give me an all-in. Go all in. Show me what a Joe Douglas all-in. We're going to get draft picks. We're going to go for. No. You want to go trade for Devontae? Mid-February, agree to terms at the scouting combine. Show me you're all in. Do something so fucking bold and out of character to tell Jets fans, we know you're sick of it. We're going to make sure it's not year 14 without a fucking playoff game. We're going all in to make sure you get it. And then if it fails, you fire everybody on the fucking first day of 2025.
See, here's I would buy that for the most part. Jesus Christ, I don't know what the fuck's going on with my camera. I would buy that for the most part, but here's my issue with it. For the for the end of the year press conference, when Salah, Douglas, and Woody Johnson are fucking sitting there shoulder to shoulder to shoulder. All right? You need to fucking straight up admit that you guys fucked up this season.
I want all the chips pushed in from that day. I want all the chips.
I want a fucking playoff mandate. I want fucking everything. I want, and I mean, I know a lot of people are probably going to say, well, this is just fan service, and CJ, nobody gives a shit about the fans. The Jets don't give a shit about the fans, and this, that, and the third. Yeah, I 100% agree with you that I want an all-in season. But I'm sorry, all 3 of them got to take the fucking hit for this season. You stand up there, you take your fucking medicine like a man, and then you do what you got to do in the offseason to make it right. Because I tell you something, aside from me burning it to the fucking ground, if I was Woody Johnson, I would fucking sit there and publicly apologize to every fucking Jet fan during that day.
I think he will.
And not only that, I'd fucking give them a discount for next year because of the fact of being so fucking embarrassed of having to watch the fucking shit that they've had to watch this year. Then I would take the hit in the fucking pocket. Do you know why? Because that's being a responsible fucking businessman. That's showing that you actually want to fucking win. That's actually showing that you actually care about the fucking fan base. You actually care about the product you're putting on the field. But here's the thing, Nikki. We go and we burn it to the ground. Who the fuck are we going to bring in here? What is Bill Parcells magically going to walk through the doors, and the moment that he walks through, all of a sudden the Jets are going to be instant credible? What are we going to have, a seance for fucking Bill Walsh? Bill Walsh is going to rise up out of the grave and come in and coach the Super Bowl, come in and coach the Jets to the Super Bowl, or build a staff. Who the fuck is out there that you would even trust to come in here to build it from the ground up when Woody Johnson has hired consultants, this person, that person, gone off of recommendations, called Peyton Manning? That was one of the worst fucking things he ever did, called Peyton Manning. I would have called Peyton Manning, told him to go fuck his mother. But it's like, whoever it is that you bring in, you got to literally start from scratch.
And that's why I don't think they do it. Not with Aaron Rodgers saying he's in for a year or two. I don't. I think Rodgers said it perfectly on the McAfee show the other day. Hey,
Billy, this is only my first one, so don't worry. I don't need alcohol to get pissed off. The Jets do it all for me.
I think Rodgers said it perfectly. We don't need a rebuild. We need a reload. You add another weapon across from Garrett Wilson. You add a guard and a tackle. You add Aaron Rodgers. You keep all the main pieces of your defense. You find a way to extend Huff. Now you're looking at a Super Bowl caliber team, in my opinion. You need 3 big pieces on offense. You got to hit on all 3. You got to get another receiver. You got to get a guard. You got to get a tackle. That opens up Breece Hall in the run game, Aaron Rodgers, and 2 legitimate weapons on the outside. Tyler Conklin will have a Pro Bowl season with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback because Aaron Rodgers loves the tight end. That's why I think Bowers would be amazing. Remember what Dallas Clark was to Peyton Manning when he came in, when he had Marvin Harrison? That athletic type of tight end. That's what Bowers would be with Rodgers. That would be electric. If you got Garrett on the outside, I don't even need another wide receiver, like elite. You know, you can find a mid-level guy or a third-round pick. You get Bowers and Garrett together with Breece Hall, you have elite playmakers at all 3 positions on offense. You got potential all-pro type of players at all 3 positions with Aaron Rodgers calling and running the offense. So I don't think it's a matter of a rebuild because your defense is built. What do you want? You want to bring in somebody who runs a different scheme and then changes it? Like, we're built on D.
The defense is fine, but also here's another thing too. C.J. Mosley is going to be another year older. Okay, you need somebody who's going to be able to step in for him.
Yeah,
we got plenty of fucking offensive linemen. In the middle is where we're soft.
Defensive, you mean?
Yes. In the middle is where
we're losing a lot, right? We're losing a lot. We're losing Carl Lawson. Woods is probably done at his age with that Achilles injury. He was our run stuffer. We haven't been able to stop the run since he went out. Quentin Jefferson just got put on IR. He's probably done. He's done for the year. Solomon Thomas, nice. But I need 2 big run stuffing bodies. Get me a free agent run stuffer like an Al Woods, and then get me a 7th round fucking gigantic 330-pound dude who could just get in there and eat up 2 blockers on rundowns.
Yeah, you almost
we're missing that element.
Another guy out there. Do you remember Ted Washington?
Yeah,
Ted Washington used to play for Buffalo. Then he played for the Patriots.
Yeah.
He was a fucking tremendous run stuffer.
Kind of like Sam Adams. Remember Sam Adams on Baltimore?
Yep.
We had Chris Jenkins, like Sione Puha. Yep. You had a big body that even if a guard and center were on him, he moved them. All of those guys moved them back. You need that. You can't just put 4 pass rushers out there on a fucking rundown.
Yeah, and the problem is that the Jets have the speed, but they have the speed in the wrong places. That's what I think.
Yeah. Okay? I need some big bodies on the interior.
So, and
I keep forgetting Jeremy's out of the show. Forgive me, guys, in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm going to start getting some of the comments up. I don't know what happened.
Vince Wilfork over there.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Usually just that fix our team this year. Offseason is different. We have a QB and we have a good receiver. Yeah, you could say that, Billy. This is the first time in a long time we're going into an offseason without having to worry about the quarterback position. And everyone will go ballistic. And the one thing that we know Jets fans will do, they are great at setting their own fires. They will set the fire with the backup quarterback will be the most important person in the entire world.
No, it's not the most important person, but it's an area that you can no longer overlook. That's what it is. You need an experienced backup, not fucking Trevor Siemian, not Tim Boyle. I really would like to know what crack pipe fucking Joe Douglas was huffing on when he fucking brought those 2 bums in. Now, I know Tim Boyle he brought in as a favor to Aaron Rodgers. I get it. But you mean to tell me you couldn't pay Mike White? I mean, it's just...
I can't get on board with Mike White. Mike White was 2-6 as a starter and is the most fraudulent fan fascination I've ever seen in my life.
Well, the only reason why I picked Mike White is he was here last year. All right?
I got you.
Okay? But, I mean... You could have had Josh Dobbs. You could have had Gardner Minshew. You could have had Nick Mullins.
I agree. I agree. You got to remember though. Let's rewind. Hindsight's 20/20, right? All of us know Zach Wilson wasn't supposed to play this year. All of us know Zach Wilson was supposed to be a sponge. He was supposed to be the sidekick of Robin to Aaron Rodgers' Batman. He was supposed to learn from him in the video room. He was supposed to learn from him on film study. He was supposed to learn from him on breaking down and attacking the opposition. He lost all of that in 4 plays too, dude. It was supposed to be 2 years of just fucking being Robin. And when we're up 30-3 against the Patriots, handing off to Michael Carter or taking a knee in the fourth quarter when the scrubs went in, that got taken away too. Zach showed some flashes. I mean, listen, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. When the line was at its best, he played his best game. And then unfortunately, everything went away.
Right.
So,
well,
I mean, we lost a lot more than just Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
Right, we did. And listen, I'm not going to say that injuries did not play a part in the Jets season going in the toilet the way it did.
Yeah.
Please don't misunderstand me when I say that.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just clarifying it and adding on to it.
Okay. The thing is that over the course of the season, we saw more and more fundamental breakdowns where more and more pressure was being put on the defense to keep the Jets in game, and the offense shrunk. And I really think that at some point during the course of the year, something should have been done to address that. Whether it's go trade for another quarterback, trade for another offensive lineman, whatever. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to do to jumpstart this offense, play spread. First play of the game, send everybody on a fucking go route.
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree. I mean, coaching we can break down for hours with Hackett's failures.
Right, exactly. But I mean, it's not just injuries. It's not just Zach. It's not just play calling. It's everything. All right. And I think I'm only going to speak for myself. I'm not going to speak for anybody in the comments or anybody out there who's watching. I know I'm sick of watching this year after year. I'm sick of every offseason having to hear multiple people talk about who we're going to get in the draft. Who we're going to get here, who we're going to get there, who we're going to get the other thing. All right? Billy, I wish I could have as much faith as you, kid. I'm sorry I don't. Because the Jets, to me, have not done enough to show me that I can have faith in them that they can actually put a competitive product on the football field. I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, let me take that. I said earlier, 5-2 last year, 4-3 this year before the wheels completely came off the offensive line. Right. We beat the Eagles and we played with the Chiefs. We did, when healthy, even with our backup quarterback, we put a competitive team out there that played with 2 Super Bowl contenders. And we beat the Bills.
For one half of the season.
Yeah, until the wheels came off the line. Yeah, when you're down to your 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th linemen, guys who weren't with you in training camp, that's the wheels coming off, CJ. Like that's just something that winning teams, you're not a winning team if that happens.
Right, but
look at Kansas City. Kansas City's always healthy on the line. Buffalo is primarily healthy on the line. You have a chance to win. If you can't block, you can't run. If you can't block, you can't pass. You can't block, you don't score. The Jets couldn't do any of that Sunday.
Right, that's true.
The Houston game, here's the one good. We have so much negative as Jets fans. I'm going to throw out one positive.
Okay.
The Houston game was what we were supposed to have 12, 13, 14 games this year. Defense shutting them down. Offense, like that second half. It wasn't even an entire game. That second half, dropping 30 points, was supposed to be us week in and week out. It was supposed to be touchdown drive, defense stop. We're up 17-0 within 3 drives. That's what we all envisioned, right? I think we can all agree on that. When this team was coming into the season, we envisioned big leads, defense playing top 5 in the NFL, offense scoring points, defense pinning their ears back and going because we were up by multiple scores. That's what you saw in the Houston game. To me, what I'm taking out of this shit that's been the last 2 months is next year, healthy, this team is going to do that week in and week out. We're gonna have a lot more wins than losses, and it's gonna be fun to watch. Like, I know it sucks, and you know me, I'm not usually negative, but I'll have a bitch fest here. I'll let a bitch fest
Listen,
out, and
you
then I'm
want to
gonna
know
look forward.
something? Nikki, I fucking checked out after the Black Friday game because I mentally and emotionally checked out after that game because this was the game that if you wanted to shut the peanut gallery up for Tim Boyle and Trevor Siemian, whether you wanted to fucking change out shifts or downs when they fucking came in, you wanted to line up Trevor Siemian as a fucking receiver and put Tim Boyle in the backfield, I don't give a shit what you would have done. Show me something that you were prepared to go up against teams like this. And what aggravates me about the fact that we got swept by Miami, it's not because they're a good team. Tell me what team over 500 they fucking beat.
Squadouche.
Right. This is a team. We were supposed to sweep the Patriots, supposed to sweep the Dolphins, and split with the Bills. That was the beginning prediction from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
You know, it's just for me, I'm tired of the if. I want the when. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people out there that feel the same way that I do. And look, we could sit here and we could bitch and moan all night about what's wrong with the fucking Jets. All right, but the bottom line is, at the end of the year, they better fucking atone for it. You better stand up there, take your fucking slings and arrows, take your medicine like a man, and there better be a fucking playoff mandate.
Agree. Right? That's what I want to see. I want to see one of the Johnsons take fucking poker chips and push them on the fucking press conference table and say, Jets fans, you deserve better than this. We apologize for this season. We know that we had some bad luck. We had a lot of injuries, and you deserve to have an elite product on the field. And in 2024, you will have the playoffs. If not, there will be massive changes here, and everyone was made aware of that. That's what I want. And then you can ask Rich Cimini, he can ask his fucking question to Salah and Douglas, and they're going to say, Johnson's owned the team. Johnson's told us the goal for 2024. We're going to do our best to deliver that goal to the fans. That should be the press conference right there, CJ.
Right, but
that would make you happy. That would make a lot of Jets fans happy.
Right,
just
that would.
Listen, we've dealt with so much. We've bought in. We've kicked the can down the road. We've dealt with coaching changes. We dealt with GM changes. We've dealt with the GM and the coach not being in line with one another. Nope. Here it is, fans. You want it? You got it. Playoffs or bust in 2024. Everyone's job will be on notice if we don't make it.
Right, and that's the way it should be.
Agreed. I agree with it. For next year, yes. But, hey, I want to thank you for joining us. Everyone, Chaos has some stuff going on. I don't know what happened, but I am still under the weather. So since I have the controls, I'm gonna shut it down. I got to take some medicine and take more Mucinex, man. It's for a week, man.
So what happened? What do you got going on?
I had bronchitis, and then my son came over. My son was sick, and I caught something from him. I had the throat tickle. I got the mucus in the head, in the chest. Sunday, I ordered Mucinex, Clariseptic, Vicks nasal spray, tea, lemon, tissues. This is like the best I've felt. Like I went for a walk for about 20 minutes before the show just to get outside and get some of that winter moisture in the air. And I broke up enough in my head to get out where I can talk, but I feel it's starting to dry back up. I'm in the basement, so I got a dehumidifier. So it's like a fucking, it's helping, but now it's hurting when I'm sick because now I'm drying out, right?
So you need to get yourself some Sudafed.
Yeah.
So Sudafed, you got to get yourself some pseudoephedrine. So maybe take some NyQuil. But for the bronchitis, did you get antibiotics or no?
I don't have the antibiotics. I push off going to the doctor. I did the over-counter shit. It's starting to break up. I'm feeling better. I had, like anyone who saw my show yesterday, I was coughing a lot more yesterday. So But I thank you, everybody. Thank you for your support. I hope everything's all right with Cass. I don't know what happened. They're dealing with some stuff. I hope it's just something with the dogs. Maybe one of the dogs is sick and puking or shitting, and it's nothing major, you know. But CJ, tell everyone where they can find you guys. You see what you get with CJ. It's the second time coming back on with us. I always give for those that don't know, CJ is the one. He's the godfather of Pride and Chaos. He linked up Jeremy and I on a show, and then we hit it off. And then CJ was out of the game for a little bit, but now he's back. So obviously, if you enjoy what we do, this is the man to thank right here. You'll see a lot of him with us going forward. You'll see us over on his shows as well. CJ, tell them when they can find you. And guys, when we get off the air, please take a minute to go support CJ. He's a good dude.
All right, thank you. I do a show called Weapon Top Mission Briefs on NESSP. That's the Northeast Sports Streaming Production Show. You could follow them on Facebook. They're also on Roku. You could also find them on YouTube. My show is every Tuesday night from 7:30 to 8 p.m. I'm also a guest on their Northeast Professional Sports Show on Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock. I was supposed to make an appearance tonight, but I had some family shit come up, so that I needed to take care of that. But yeah, I'd appreciate it if you guys go and check it out. Again, that's Northeast Sports Streaming Productions. Again, find them on Facebook, find them on YouTube. You could Google them. If you have Roku TV, search them up there. You could also catch them there. They got a great lineup of shows. Give them a shout. Also, for me personally, I'm going to be doing Mission Briefs YouTube channel probably sometime in 2024. So obviously, once I get it up and running, I'll let the guys know, and we can promo it and have you guys on, and we'll cross promote and cross share, and have some fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Jeremy, you find him Sunday with Green Bean for the live stream, and I'm looking for the exit video. Give me a second. It's his channel. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. We'll see you next week on the Pride and Chaos show. Tune into my channel for any of those that are here that aren't already proud New York Jets fans. Grandizer usually post the chat, but please check it out. I would appreciate your support. I'm very close to being monetized. Just need some more watch hours. I got the viewer numbers. So thank you, everyone. Take care. For those that celebrate, if I don't see you before, Merry Christmas. God bless. Peace, health, and happiness to all you and your loved ones this time of year. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
Oh, shit. I'm used to him ending it. Sorry, guys. Have a good night.